Hi everyone, I'm Carolyn and welcome to Carolyn's Caregiving Connection, part of the programming that we have at the Lantern of Chagrin Valley Assisted Living Community just outside Cleveland, Ohio. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing here at the Lantern of Chagrin Valley, and we have two sister communities also here in Northeast Ohio, Lantern of Madison and Lantern of Saybrook. We all offer a weekly program on different topics related to caregiving, being a senior, resources, that kind of thing. And you can catch all of those programs and any other information about our communities on our website, which is www.lanternlifestyle.com. Lantern Lifestyle is our parent company, and through that website you can access our individual websites with lots of videos, information, all kinds of downloads to help you learn more about who we are and what we offer. Now, each of our communities has a weekly Facebook program, as I said. If you don't catch it live, they're all recorded, and you'll be able to catch them very easily on any of our Facebook pages. And in the last few weeks, I can tell you we have a surprise. We're now on YouTube. So find us just about everywhere and tune in because we have a lot of helpful information for you. I do want to thank everybody that's been tuning in to my particular program. I appreciate the opportunity to bring you some resources, if you will, best practices and ideas for caregivers. And I do welcome you. If you have different suggestions and ideas, please let me know. I'd love to have different topics represented, and I'd certainly like to have more guests. So if you are a person who's a professional in the area and has a service that you think would be of interest to seniors and caregivers, give me a call. Now, one of the questions we receive here at any of our Lantern communities when we're helping families tour and make decisions about coming to live here is, what do I bring? So tonight, that's our topic. When moving to an assisted living community, what should I bring with me? Well, each of your marketing directors that you're working with will have a lot of helpful resources for you. All of us have something like this, which is a floor plan of the whole campus, and we can show you individual units that may be available and how they would meet your needs. So if you like to look at traffic, if you like to look at the woods, the garden, if you want to be in the center of the activity and the hub of engagement, that's one thing. If you want to be in a quieter area, you want to be near the library, all those choices are available, and you'll be able to see the available suites on our floor plans, which we can mail to you and also send to you. We also have these types of floor plans, which actually show the measurements for the different types of suites. And here at the Lantern of Chagrin Valley, we offer studios and one bedrooms. Many times, it's helpful to families to be able to see the dimensions of particular spaces. So all of our communities, can do that for you. The other thing that we can do is, right now we're not always permitted to bring people into the building because of our COVID restrictions and wanting to keep everyone safe inside, but we can offer video tours. So we have some on our websites and on our Facebook pages, but we can customize one just for you. Just today I did 5 little tiny videos for one family. They wanted to see particular rooms, particular spaces, and we're able to do that very readily. So don't hesitate to call us for that. Now, when we think about moving into a community, sometimes we just don't know where to start. All of our suites in any of our campuses already have window treatments and floor coverings. So that's already taken care of. But unfortunately, there is one thing we don't have, and that's we do not have elastic walls. We cannot stretch those walls to accommodate a big house full of furniture. But with proper planning and thinking ahead and taking some measurements, we'll be able to create a beautiful and comfortable environment just for you. So one of the things I've done is I've really thought through the whole process of planning ahead to bring items and furniture, what have you, from one home to the new home here at the Lantern. And I've actually created an acronym to help describe the program that I'm going to tell you about in the next few minutes. And I created an acronym, which is the word FACTS, FACTS plus. So the F stands for furniture, the A stands for accessories, the C stands for clothing, the T stands for toiletries, and the S stands for stuff. And I almost have it covered, except I added a plus. And that plus means and just a little bit more, whatever is needed. So we're going to talk about those categories and learn what can go into them. And each of our communities also has a helpful little move-in checklist. And this is something, again, we can send to you super easily. You can use it to begin to look at the items that you want to bring and the items that you need to bring. So our first category is furniture. And with that, we want to kind of embrace the concept of less is more. You know, we don't want the wide dressers anymore, but we'd like a tall chest in the bedrooms. That way we can think about going vertical. You want to have comfortable chairs. You might want to prefer a love seat over a sofa. You want something that's going to have arms on it so that you can get up and down very easily. You want fabrics that are either able to be scotch guarded or able to be easily cleaned. And some people actually like some of the newer vinyl, kind of leather looking furniture. It's very classy, but much more easily cleaned, especially if someone has some challenges in keeping furniture clean. So the rule of thumb that I have with furniture is if it's comfortable, bring it. You know, sometimes in our homes, you know, we get used to dad always sits in one chair, mom always sits in her chair. If it's a chair that's comfortable for you, if it's a recliner that's comfortable, if it's a recliner that's more of a lift chair, if it's a love seat, bring it. Just make sure that the dimensions will work in the floor plans that we can provide to you. Think about, again, as I said, whether someone is incontinent. And if they are incontinent and they're struggling to make it to the bathroom in time, that's, again, another recommendation to either have a scotch guarded fabric or some kind of a slip cover or an item that can help that furniture be a little bit more well maintained, if you will. Now, what other types of furniture will we be bringing? Well, we know that in the bedroom we're going to want to sleep, and so we want to have either a twin bed. Some people actually like a hospital bed because they can go up and down and it has a side rail. It may help them if they have blood pressure issues or swelling in their legs. You might find that somebody wants a double bed, and some may have a queen size bed. But even though we are going to treat you like a king in all of our communities, I don't think a king size bed is going to be the best option in moving in. So think about, as I said, less is more. What bed fits your body frame? What bed gives you the comfort so that you feel, that you can sleep and have good sleep hygiene, if you will, and which bed is going to give you the most space that you feel comfortable with. If you go to a twin bed or a hospital bed, it may give you just enough room to have another side chair, a small desk, a bookcase, so we'll work with you on all those dimensions. People call us all the time and ask if we'll measure the space between a window frame and the corner of the particular room, between one end to the other end. So we're used to all that. Let us help you. So furniture is that area, again, where you want to choose things that are going to be easily cleaned, items that are comfortable to you. You're going to want to have familiar pieces if you can. If you're going to go out and purchase furniture, think about a couple of very affordable options. There are many discount stores in the area, from Target to Big Lots to Value City Furniture, and all these ones that we see advertised on TV. You may also find that someone else in your family has something that you can use, whether it's a nightstand or a vertical chest or some lamps, accessories. So ask around in your own family and see what you can come up with before you have to spend some dollars there to get all new furniture. If you are going to purchase a bed, something you might want to think about is what's called a box bed. And it's a bed that actually is on a platform of drawers. So that gives you added storage. You might have 4 drawers on a side. That gives you 8 drawers altogether that you wouldn't have had if you didn't have that type of bed. So we've talked a little bit about furniture. The next thing I would like to talk about is accessories. Well, what are accessories? And, typically it would be things like artwork for the walls. And you may have some prints or some items that are in your home now that you really enjoy. For most people, it's framed photographs. So we have those single photographs like our wedding photos, some graduation photos. Perhaps the resident was someone who was a veteran and in the military. Could be sports pictures. So whatever you have that kind of gives some glimpses of the past to things that would create memories and also conversation starters, bring those in. A lot of us in our homes already have those larger frames that have multiple cutouts, so we can have lots of pictures of one event. In my own home, I have several of those that have all my wedding pictures. Some people may have pictures of their children growing up, their grandchildren, other special events. Maybe you have a hobby that you have photos of. Maybe you collect cars. Maybe you've been at the fair or in another organization where you've won awards. Those are the kinds of things you want to bring. Fill up those walls with photographs on items that can be, again, a glimpse to your past, and you can reflect on those memories, and at the same time, they're great conversation starters with your new neighbors as well as our staff. So, and it also just makes your space become a home. It makes it more inviting, and it makes it more customized and personalized to you. How about a bulletin board? With a bulletin board, many of us like to keep a calendar and all of our upcoming appointments, but it's also a great place to put things like greeting cards that we get from the kids and the grandkids. Maybe someone's sending you postcards if they're out traveling about the country this summer. And it could be that they're sending you photographs or drawings that someone has made. So it keeps it fresh, keeps it new, and it's a great place to put things without just having tape all over your room, if you will. Now, some of our other accessories that are important are telephones. And at all of our Lantern communities, we offer many options for the telephone. We have a landline, of course. Some people have a cell phone. We have a few residents here who use a GrandPad, which is a tablet, and it works kind of like a phone. And then we also have those that will use the traditional cordless phone. So whatever you have, whatever's comfortable to you, go ahead and bring that device, and make sure you bring the charging cords or the batteries or whatever it takes to make sure that the power is there for that particular device. You definitely want to bring a wastebasket for every room. We can't have enough wastebaskets, trust me on that. So get the wastebaskets. And in fact, you can find all those kinds of things right now very easily at the big box stores, because it's almost off to college time for the young ones. So any of these storage containers, wastebaskets, laundry baskets, all of that stuff is pretty readily available now and very inexpensively. I also recommend you bring a few night lights with you. Many of us wake up in the middle of the night and we want to use the restroom or the bathroom, but we don't have the overhead light on, and we may not want to turn on the lamp. So a night light is a great way to have the space already illuminated so that we're not going to be at risk of a fall. And of course, falls are a number one risk in older people in any environment, and we certainly want to minimize that risk. So a night light is an easy thing to get, and you can plug them in all the different outlets. You also might want to think about a floor lamp, especially if you are a reader and you enjoy sitting in that comfortable chair we talked about, reading books. If you are somebody that likes to do sewing, arts and crafts, puzzles, crossword puzzles, those are the types of hobbies that really may benefit from having a little bit more light for us to see better. You might find that you want a small desk lamp, and that could be something that isn't just for your desk or your table. You can use it on a nightstand. So some of our rooms have sconces in them, and so they're prepared with lighting, but ask your marketing director about that. The one thing you also want to bring are your bed and bath linens. Bring those comfortable sheets, blankets, bedspreads, the things that make your bed, inviting. And make sure you bring the bath linens that you like. So if you want special shower curtains, if you like particular types of towels, some people like the really thin towel that I call the gas station towel that we used to get years ago, and some like the big thick towel that feels like a mattress. So whatever your pleasure is, you bring those items with you as your bed and bath linens. And remember that laundry is what we take care of at the Lantern. You don't ever have to wash those items. We're going to take care of them for you. One thing you don't want to bring is a throw rug. You want to throw the rug away. You don't want to bring it. Throw rugs are one of the greatest risks that we can have, even in our own home. As we get a little bit older and we wake up in the middle of the night, we may find that barefoot is going to catch on that throw rug. We may find that comfortable slipper that we wear all the time doesn't have the same rubber gripping it had when we first bought them, and again, becomes a safety hazard. So throw the throw rug away. Do not bring it here. Now, you really won't need a set of dishes at all, but most of our units, whether they have a kitchen or a kitchenette, remember, we're providing all the meals, and all of our communities have delicious food. Trust me, I won't lie to you about food. So our communities have fantastic meals, snacks. We have fruit-infused waters, fruit bowls. But like anyone, we want the snacks in our apartments. So Have some dishes. We may have a favorite coffee cup, a favorite tea cup. You may want a few glasses. Some people like all the disposable ware so they don't have to worry about it for your beverages that you have. And it could be soft drinks and juices. You may have, again, favorite snacks that are delivered to you or maybe brought from family members. So have a few dishes and maybe a few utensils, but you don't certainly need a full set of dishes, and you don't need any appliances, if you will, except for we do have some residents that like those small Keurigs, so they can make that coffee on demand. Here at the Lantern of Chagrin Valley in the front lobby, we do have a kitchen area with a full coffee service. And then we also have a fridge that is fully stocked with just about any type of drink you can think of. And we even have wine. So we have our beverages covered here at the Lantern of Chagrin Valley. So that brings us now to our next category. We've talked about furniture. We've talked about accessories. And now we're going to talk about the C, which is clothing. So when you bring your clothing here to the Lantern of Chagrin Valley, no need to put your name on it. We're going to wash all of your clothing separately from anyone else, so they're not going to get mixed up. So no need to mark your clothing at all, but make sure that whatever you're bringing, it's easily machine washable. Do not send wool. Do not send silk. We don't have the dry cleaning capability here. So send those clothing items that are comfortable to you, that are easily laundered. Now, for some people, they like athletic wear. They like the pull-on slacks that are cotton, elastic waistband. They may like the call athletic wear, leisure wear, that kind of thing. Some of the ladies still like the traditional shift, kind of a house dress, and that's very appropriate for them. Individuals who were businessmen or professionals, and we've had some physicians here in our building, they still wear the dress slacks and the Oxford shirt. They may wear a blazer every day. So wear what's comfortable for you, but let's make sure it's something that can easily, again, be taken care of for you. You want to have seasonal clothing. So in spring and fall, you want a light jacket or some sweaters. In the summer, you want a little bit more of the lighter fabrics, maybe some sleeveless items. And if you're daring, you can wear the shorts and capris and feel comfortable in the summer months. We do have courtyards here. We have 4 courtyards, so we like to go outside and enjoy the nice weather when we can. So have that seasonal clothing. Now, your family may actually be able to switch your clothing out by season. So in the spring and summer, they'll have certain items that they'll bring to you, and then you switch them out for fall and winter. And that happens a lot here at the Lantern. So remember also, bring enough hangers. Make sure you have hangers. And that's something that, again, back to school time, you're going to find them everywhere. Even the discount drugstore type places, they have them 10 for $1, Make sure that you're bringing sensible shoes. And when I say sensible, tennis shoes are a good bet. And in fact, many of the new styles of tennis shoes are pull-on. So they look like they're laced, but you really don't tie them anymore. You don't tie shoelaces, you just pull them on. Look at items like shoes that have a nice firm sole, or perhaps a rubber grip. So if you don't like the traditional tennis shoe, get something that isn't like the ballet slipper. Don't get the little scuffs. Don't get shoes that are way too big, that are more like a slipper. Remember, when we're walking, we want to have firm footing. And to have firm footing, we need to have proper shoe wear, proper fitting shoe wear, and shoes in good shape. So take a look at that when you're bringing items. Don't bring shoes that don't fit anymore. Don't bring shoes that are very stylish, perhaps, but a little tough and hurt your feet. Bring the right kind of shoes. That brings me then to our next category, and that is toiletries. Toiletries are something that is so individualized. We all have special brands and special products we like, whether it's soaps and shampoos or razors, you name it. 2 of us are going to like 2 different things. So bring your favorite products with you. And some people will find that they like the more discounted items. They like the Suave and the VO5s, and other people like these salon type products. So whatever works for you, that's what you want to bring. And you may find that to store those items, some of these little cabinets, if you will, they're like plastic and have some drawers in them. They will fit right under the sink area of the bathroom. So 1 or 2 of those, and actually right now I saw that they're on sale at Target this week for $10. You can't beat something like that. Everything that is storage driven right now is pretty much on sale. So those kinds of items will help you store the things that are most important to you. So for the gentleman, you want to bring your razors, you want to bring shaving cream. Of course, everyone needs all the toothpaste and your oral care products. If you wear dentures, bring your denture cup, bring your denture cleaning supplies. If you use a water pick, bring that, bring the device that plugs in, bring your mouthwash. If you wear eyeglasses like I do, bring the cleaning cloths or whatever it is you use to clean them. Bring an extra pair of sunglasses with you, or regular reading glasses. If you are a person who really loves to take care of your hair, bring that favorite hairbrush. Bring those products that you like. Some of the ladies still wear the little cap at night. They may have a few rollers in their hair. Some of you may have a curling iron or a hair dryer. Now, anytime you're bringing devices into the building as part of your move-in, maintenance will probably want to take a look at those so we make sure that they're safe for you. So anything that you're using toiletry-wise, bring it along. And remember that if you have over-the-counter products or OTC, those still have to be approved by the nursing department. So we're already going to be looking at your medications and your prescriptions, but things that you buy at the drugstore that don't require a prescription may still need to have approval by the nursing department. So that could be aspirin, Tylenol, other types of pain medications, the pain patches, Bengay, Voltaren, cough drops, cough syrup, Tums, any products like that. I think any drugstore type item you want to bring along, but then make sure that nursing checks it out so we know that it's safe in your apartment. So we've talked about furniture, we've talked about accessories, we just now talked about clothing and toiletries. So one of our last categories is stuff. So with stuff, that covers kind of a wide range of items, and that could be everything from hobby supplies, arts and crafts items, your favorite books. Now here at the Lantern, we have a beautiful library. It's managed by our local Chagrin Valley Library. We have large print. We have all the latest titles. We have books on tape, lots of DVDs, CDs. But if you have favorite books at home and favorite authors, bring them along. Now, that doesn't mean bring all the books you've had since the 40s and 50s. You won't have space because, like I said, we do not have elastic walls anymore. But bring those things that bring you pleasure. Bring, as I said before, any of your favorite photographs. If you've got favorite, designs of art prints, maybe some small paintings, you can bring those along. Some of us like bird prints. We like floral designs. You may like a nautical theme. You may like nature or be somebody that likes ducks or hunting, fishing, whatever those types of activities are. If you have books, if you have prints, you have something you want to bring it along as long as it fits. Now, what about plants? Well, here at the Lantern, we have 4 courtyards, as I mentioned. Our campus is beautifully landscaped. We do have an herb garden, a vegetable garden, lots of flowers all over, but you can certainly bring plants to your suite. So if you're a gardener and you like plants, bring whatever you think will fit. And you might want to start small. Start with an orchid. Start with 1 or 2 plants from home that you can nurture and that will do well in the light here. And then if you're doing beautifully, you can always add more as the space permits. Some people love the silk plants today and the artificial plants that look real, and some of those cacti and the aloes and the succulents, they look real. So those are a delight also. So you do what you think works there. Now, if you're somebody that likes the birds, and we have a few residents here who are bird watchers, bring your binoculars. We have lots of birds in the area here. You also can put up bird feeders outside your unit. So you can get the shepherd's hook or the bird feeders that kind of attach to the window. Now that's a little struggle if you're on the 2nd floor, but as long as you're not on the 2nd floor, we'll help you there with those bird feeders. Now, another thing that we think of with stuff is the S, again, for stuff is also the S for storage. So make sure you're bringing items that are going to be, easily and readily stored. When I talked about bringing hangers, we see all those plastic hangers, if you will, that are like 10 for $1. But you can also get the hangers that are cascading. So there's one hanger from which 4 or 5 other hangers will cascade. And you can put 4 or 5 shirts, 4 or 5 pairs of slacks, and really create much more room in your closet. So think about that if you're someone that has a lot of clothing. Think about the plastic storage boxes that look like shoe boxes. Typically, they're available everywhere. They're only $1 most places. And of course, you can store your shoes in them, but you can store so many other things. You could put all of your arts and crafts supplies for a particular hobby in one. You can store those little miscellaneous pieces of jewelry. You can store, smaller items like socks or underwear that are rolled up, and maybe this container fits in a drawer. So just give some thought to what you want to bring and how you can use some of the items that are most inexpensive to help you have everything in one place. You definitely want to bring at least one laundry basket, and you may want to bring two. You want one for your personal items and one for your bed linens. So think about that. And if you don't particularly care to have a laundry basket, think about a hamper. Maybe you already have one in the home, and that would be a perfect thing to bring along. If not, again, these are items you can find almost anywhere. What you don't want to bring again is no throw rugs. Do not bring throw rugs. And make sure that any of the items you are bringing, especially if it's a lamp, check those cords. If you've had this lamp for, 20, 30, 40 years, think about getting it rewired. And I do that with all my lamps. I have a lot of older vintage furniture, and I have all my lamps rewired because I don't want to have the opportunity to have an electrical fire. If the cord on your lamp is cloth, again, another recommendation would be take a look at it, make sure there's no tape on it, and think about whether or not you want to have that particularly rewired. That brings us to our last item on the acronym of FACTS. So we did furniture, accessories, clothing, toiletries, and stuff. And now we're to the point of plus. So the plus covers things like, do you have Alexa? Do you have an Echo Dot or one of these devices that we can talk to during the day? Some assisted living communities out west actually provide these when people move in. So they can ask Alexa, what is the weather in Cleveland today? Alexa, what is the temperature? Alexa, play Frank Sinatra. So if you like that type of device, certainly bring it along. And if you have a tablet or an iPad or a GrandPad, bring it along. But make sure you have the charging cords. If you have a cane, a wheelchair, or a walker, make sure that when you're bringing those items, let's get them marked with your name on them. Let's make sure that they're fitted to your body and it wasn't something you picked up at a garage sale and maybe just isn't the right product for you at the moment. We'll get it working for you. Now, if you're someone who's still driving, go ahead and make the investment to have that car looked at. Does it need a tune-up? Does it need an oil change? Does it need a tire rotation? Does it need any detailing or scrub down? Anything to help you get it in good working order so that when you bring it to the lantern, you know you're set. You don't even have to worry about it. Now, our staff is going to make sure you have a fantastic parking spot right in front because you're getting the VIP treatment here. And we're going to help you in the bad weather times to safely get to your car and make sure it's cleaned off for you. You also here can bring a pet. So if you have a small pet that's less than 30 pounds and it's a pet that has lived with you for some time, let's move in together. So Sparky will have just as much fun here as you will. But when you bring your pet, which could be a dog or a cat or a bird, you want to make sure you've had a recent medical checkup, just like you will before you come into the community. And you also want to make sure all inoculations are there, you have all your vet records, and that you're bringing along the supplies. So for a dog, it may be a leash. Of course, you're going to want a water bowl and a food bowl, and you want a little bed. You want to bring along your food, your treats, litter box, maybe litter supplies, all those kinds of things. And some of our residents who've had pets over the years, they will order that online and just simply have it sent to them on a regular basis so that they're not worried about someone needing to go to the store to buy big bags of food or litter or what have you. So make sure that when you're thinking of bringing your pet, you've done that work in advance to make sure they're healthy coming in the door, and you're going to have all the supplies that you need. Our staff is going to love your pet, but we are not always able to care for your pet. So you have to be able to manage the care of your pet, whether it's a dog, a cat, or a bird. Now, if you do have a pet, we do have some special guidelines and a special agreement that's part of our lease for pets, and there is a separate deposit for that. But it's very manageable, and we love having your little pets with you, but they always will have to be on a leash when they're in the common areas. So today I think we've covered that acronym that I spoke about, which is FACTS. If you'd like any of the information that I've shared with you tonight, just give me a call. I'd be happy to send it to you. My direct phone number is 440-557-1104. 440-557-1104. You can find a little bit more about me or any of our marketing directors or any of our campuses on our Facebook pages. Again, we're posting all the time, and each of our communities has a separate private family group. So if you're a family member here, you can access that family group, and that's where we post even some additional information that's a little more private. I do want to thank all of you for listening in again this evening on Thursday at 7 o'clock. If you miss the program each week, it's always recorded. It's always made available on our Facebook pages. We post it on LinkedIn and a few other social media platforms, and we're now on YouTube where we have our own channel. So please tune in when you can and help us by liking, by following, and by sharing with others. We're really trying to build a little bit of an audience, and we want to share all the information that we have with folks. So remember, our takeaway idea for tonight is that less is more. So with less is more, that means you want to create a comfortable environment, but you don't want to have an environment that's overstuffed. If you're bringing a tractor trailer here full of furniture, then that means you've brought too much. So think about it and help us, if you will, to help you. Ask us for those floor plans. Ask us for the facility, plan. Ask us to take measurements for you. Ask us to do some videos for you. If I can personally assist you with any of the areas that we've talked about tonight, again, all you need to do is call me. I'd love to hear your suggestions for future topics. I'd love to have your recommendations for other speakers. And we want this program to be for you and about you, so that we're meeting the needs of the families here at the Lantern and folks all throughout this geographic area here in Northeast Ohio. So again, it's been my pleasure to be your host here tonight for Carolyn's Caregiving Connection. I look forward to seeing you again next Thursday at 7 o'clock. And until then, I send you my best for today and always.